Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ambient Bass Effects Afternoons. So, it's kind of just playing around with some different patches and different things I've made with the amazing, just this amazing pedal board that I've been very fortunate enough to have. I mean, the stuff you can get with one pedal board these days is just insane. And as you can see, you have everything you need for not just bass, but even keyboard stuff and all that stuff, thanks to Midi and everything else. So I'll kind of go through some of the things I was doing here. We have... See, make sure y'all got see, I don't even know how I can make that a little better for y'all at the moment, but yeah, we'll work with that view. So I guess we'll start with this sound. And as you can see, you really don't even have to do nothing. You can just make a random noise and so this is a combination of, let me see something here, get this a little better for y'all. This is a combination of the Empress compressor, the ToneX 1, which is on a color box, JHS color box V2 tone model, which is available on my Patreon. Of course, check out the Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon subscribers and people that have bought preset packs on Patreon. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all a lot. And you got the ring mod on the Enzo X. And that's really the star of the show right there, for real. Without it, well, that's with it, obviously. Without it, and just the Empress and the ToneX, which is really an Empress and a tone color box V2. So you got that type of sound there, but you kick on the ring mod. I mean, you can just do so much with it, even though it's just a simple, I was never really a fan of ring modulators until I got an Enzo X. Then I really had all the tools I really need to explore a ring modulator for real, and what it can do. And that's just one of the things it can do, and that is that actual action that it's doing is triggered by the envelope modifier on the Enzo X. So the louder the sound gets, you see it rises, and then as the sound quiets down, it gets back more to normal. But at the start of every note, it triggers that effect. So that's really useful in a lot of things, not just ambient aspect. If I wanted to slap and pop or something like that. Let me get my sound here together. So I mean, like you can. I'm sorry, I love that thing. Like I said, I never had a ring modulator sound that was like really useful beyond just like these out there type of sounds. You know, this really, the Enzo X kind of really opened my mind up to what I could really do with a ring modulator. And that's just one thing you can do. But when you add that with some of the things the Mercury X can do, so it just, when you start adding it into ambient sounds, it gets crazier. But and You know, one of the weird things about it is I wouldn't think a ring modulator would be that useful in creating those extra textures, like without going overboard, you know. If you turn on something like the Adriatic delay on the HX1, without any of them, it's just a regular harmonic. But with them, so then, you know, you start to be able to create different textures and different things. You can also come over here to the hog too, if I want like some freeze or something on there. And you know, that's really just the Hog 2, the HX1, and the Mercury X kind of getting those extra things. And I'm just using my Midi captain here on the floor to basically control different functions of different pedals. So on page 6, I have it set up basically pages 1 through 5 on the Midi captain because it has 16 pages of controls, 10 foot switches altogether. I use 2 of those foot switches for up down for pages, and the other 8 I use for presets or whatever the case. So the first 5 pages is just presets of individual pedals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you know. And then page 6 I have set up for different parameters. Like the first foot switch I have set up to basically emulate this switch. So it just does what this switch does, but in freeze gliss mode. So even though it's on the filter, I can use the filter separately and still have a freeze on. And just use the expression pedal for the filter. So that opens up a lot of options there with the Hog 2 because I don't have to use, I can use this slot to control what the expression pedal is doing and always have access to the freeze gliss. Even though I'm on filter, still change the filter, change the pitch bend. step in, volume, and even if I wanted to still do the volume freeze glitch, I could do it on there. Or I can have that switch set up to do it. I can still have access to the wall. And this is why, like, I'm even though Midi is a whole extra thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. It takes a whole extra, bit of money to do it. Like the Midi Captain is like 160, 170. Plus, I would recommend getting some rechargeable battery, AA batteries, using that for the Midi Captain, along with either the USB to power or the 9-volt out power supply. Always use at least 2 of the power supplies with the Midi Captain. It just makes it more stable power, and you avoid glitching. I haven't had any glitching since I added those rechargeable batteries, but before I'd program all this stuff and then I go to save it, and then when I would save it, for some reason it would just glitch out, and then that foot switch would basically be unusable until I went into the computer and replaced the file for that foot switch. Now I don't have that problem. Rechargeable batteries are in there, and I have it hooked up through the USB for power, and I have it on recharge as well. So it recharges the batteries, keeps those charged, but it doesn't lose power at all when I'm saving, because that's the thing that makes it glitch. So I figured that out. Now I can recommend the Midi Captain again. For 170, it ain't a bad deal. You're just going to want to get something like a CME H2 Midi Pro or H4 Midi Pro. I have both, and both of them are great units. If you need something compact, H2 Midi Pro. If you need something bigger with more options and routing options, the H4 Midi Pro is going to be the way to go. But I love the way I can easily split up the octaves, what I want the octaves. I have 2 different envelopes for the octaves. Say I wanted like just a little bit of that. Use that 3rd octave like the percussion on the organ. What's going on? Appreciate you chiming in. Get that organy sound. Let's try the 2nd octave. I like it better fade now. First of all, that freeze glitch mode on here is just stupid. It just tracks perfectly, no matter what the chord. And I love the fact that if I wanted a certain amount of glissando time, I can just change, I can just change the value on the MIDI pedal. So I can do something like, let me see, instead of having to go back to 0, let's have it go back to 12. Let's see what that does, going back to 12. So that's going to hold it infinitely, but so having it on 12 still allows that glissando to come through, but shortens the time with it. You know, and that makes a huge difference. Let's change this to that. Let's add a bit of chorus from the Enzo X. Yeah, the Midi just makes it a whole different thing, yo. Now I can have my pedals up top like this. What's going on, folks? Appreciate you chiming in. All the usual suspects starting to chime in, starting to come through. Appreciate you. And if you could, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Definitely appreciate that. This is the type of content I do where I kind of walk you through how to get to different sounds, help your setup, you know, anything bass related, and, you know, sometimes a little bit of synth and drums in there as well. But, yeah, the main thing is it takes some time to get the MIDI set up. Actually, I did like this, and this will help you out making a list like this if you have to set up MIDI, where I have all my program changes, which are presets, right? I have all those set up for the different pedals that I have. This is the HX1, this the Hog, Future Impact, Enzo X, Hog 2, Mercury X. And then I have all the presets with the preset numbers next to them that I need, you know, on the fly or whatever the case. Then I have down here all the CC numbers of things I may want to control from the MIDI captain. So basically, all these are daisy chained together to here, and then I have a separate one coming to the Hog 2 just because I like to use the out of the Future Impact for either playing other synths or, you know, just doing other things. So, but that's why I like the H4 MIDI Pro. Gives you 2 MIDI ins, 2 MIDI outs. You know what I'm saying? And then you got routing up to 8 different USB outs on the joint. That's crazy. USB MIDI outs. So, all right. But yeah, take some time. Go through the manuals and write out some of the CC numbers, which is control changes, which are just parameter changes. Think of CC as parameters and PC as program changes, as preset changes, kind of. That's the way I kind of wrap my mind around it. And, you know, so like, for instance, if I want to control this foot switch, this whole modifier switch, it's CC number 118. So all I have to do is program it. None. What's going on, folks? I don't actually prefer any of the HX1 effects over the effects in the Enzo X or the Mercury X. And even the Enzo X and the Mercury X have different effects in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have some effects that overlap, but like the modulation sections are different. Of course, this has Mercury X has way more reverbs. Enzo X also has I'm trying to think. It also has like synths, different. They both actually have pitch shifters in them and modulators. So, you know, it's a tough. Oh yeah, I have been using the HX1. HX1 on now. It's on Adriatic delay. I'm just using this as a delay unit at the moment until probably I get a LVX, a Meris LVX. Eventually, I'm gonna have Meris's delay pedal as well. I just haven't gotten it yet. So that HX1 is just really a placeholder and doing delay for me until I get the actual real delay pedal I want, which is the LVX. So, but now the HX1 does have some nice reverbs and stuff in there. It's nothing compared to the Mercury X, nothing the Mercury X can't do. So it's really, even getting to a lot of the delay sounds, I can do that in the Mercury X. The Mercury X has an excellent delay section, pre-delay section, which you can feed back and cause delay and everything else. But the Enzo X is a synth pedal. So it's just a different function, you know what I'm saying? But I like to use the modulation sections on here. You get little stuff like this. That's actually the Enzo X right there. This is it by itself. And it has excellent, Enzo X has the Prism algorithm out of the Mercury X, which is actually my favorite reverb algorithm in there anyway. And it has 3 versions of it, a small prism, medium, and large. And then it also has a full stereo delay in there as well. So now with the Mercury X, it's got some things that work with it well at the end of your chain. You know what I'm saying? Like that preamp I was able to make on there. So, and that's something that the Enzo X really should be. It's like it could be its own thing by itself, but if you're gonna use it within the pedal board, it really should be closer to the beginning of your chain. That's why a lot of times when you see me use the Enzo X as a synth pedal for bass, I literally would take almost all this, pretty much all this is off. Everything before it is off. I don't even use compression before it. It just tracks better that way. That's the reverb on the Enzo X. That joint lush. That's great. That's comparable to the studio reverb I made for the Mercury. So, it depends on what you're going to use. I mean, it's not even depending on what you're going to use. Like I recommend just getting you the Enzo X and the Mercury X and the LVX, to be honest. They all have different purposes, but if you're on a budget and you can only get one and you want the synth stuff, the Enzo X is the main option. Plus, you can still play it with a keyboard anytime you feel like it. So that's also pretty cool, but I can also just start playing it with my bass and it's automatic. You know, I can just start playing it with my bass. That's pretty cool. So, you know, either way, you know, but the Mercury X, you're not going to get all these lush reverbs. Like, first of all, you can't even get this exact preamp sound out of the Enzo X. So the Mercury X they did a great job of like giving you some really studio quality. Everything is studio quality effects. Like if I want to, so without it, with it. So you see how like it gives you, like when I have it on, it gives me a lot of clarity. And that's thanks to the parallel compression and the op amp, which I'm using like a preamp. So I'm not using it as a drive. I have it down really low on the gain. And then I also have a high pass filter to filter out some unnecessarily low frequencies in the sub register of the bass. So definitely just tightens the sound up. It keeps that bass in there, that warmth in there, but it's gonna give me that nice little edge to cut through. Especially if I turn on like the ToneX with this particular tone model is a Colorbox V2 into an Aguilar AG preamp. Turn on the Empress compressor. So you can just get a really nice bass tone from a reverb pedal, which is crazy. Like how many reverb pedals can say that you can use it as a bass preamp as well and get a nice tone, and a guitar preamp and get a nice tone, and a preamp for anything. Like that's studio quality compression right there. So I'm using the compressor link for the compression, but it also has a limiter. So and these are full stereo. Not only are you getting a compressor, but you're getting full stereo compression. And then not only that, you're getting with the compressor link, it compresses each side of it separately. You know what I'm saying? So it really is about getting the value and the quality of effects and not the amount that you're getting. Yes, you're getting a ton of stuff and you're getting things that you can do things with these Meris pedals that you can't do with other pedals. And that's just reality, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that's just true. Like that compressor and preamp is better than anything in the HX1. Even though I think the Noble, let me move this phone away from this thing. See, the Noble preamp on the HX1 is decent enough. But I guarantee that's if you put that right next to a Noble, it's not gonna sound like it. What's going on, Laurie? What's going on, folks? Appreciate you chiming in. Usual suspects starting to pop up in the house. Appreciate y'all. So like, right, so that's the Noble. That's without it, with it. Not a bad sound at all, but it colors your sound. This preamp is like, it gently colors your sound, but not, it's like it just gently enhances my bass sound. And because I can do more than just use the preamp, you know what I'm saying? It'd be different if I could only use one effect at a time with the Mercury X. Because I can use, you know, those three effects in combination, which is the main thing you need for your bass sound. The rest of it is pretty much your fingers and how your bass sounds. If you have EQ on your bass, I can EQ directly from my bass. I can literally take the Mercury X by itself and do an entire gig with it. No other reverb pedal can say that. Like, yes, it's a $600 reverb pedal, but it's better than any other reverb pedal on the market. Like, just reality. Like, I just, like the width, the way it surrounds you when you play it, and the fact that you can do this and literally enhance any sound that you could think of. If I want to use the ToneX, just fire. Without it, still a great sound. But with it, you get that clarity in the without it. Without it, bass sounds a little muffled. With it, it adds like a gentle amount of clarity while still maintaining that warmth and big bottom to it. Even running that with the Noble preamp. Running that with the Color Box and Aguilar AG preamp. It just balances whatever out, you know, a lot more. So, and that's just the compressor. Like, let me check out I'm gonna check out the limiter. You know, I know this is ambient bass effects afternoons, but a good part of your sound is, as a bass player, is your core sounds, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of straighten that out first, because even on the ambient tracks, if I want to play bass, if I want to add a little bit more clarity to that, or just get to a slap and pop sound, you can do all that from your bass. And these strings are dead, for real, but you know, pretty much anything you want to do with that preamp. Oh, sorry. I was wondering, I was like, why is it sound like that? Okay. Like, if you ran that anywhere, no sound tech or sound engineer is going to be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because you ain't coloring it like that. Like, all you're literally doing is making it slightly better and enhancing it. And a lot of times they like to be able to do all that extra stuff. Like, when I'm recording, that's all I'm going to record with is the Mercury X. Like, just that. And because it already puts me in the ballpark I need to for any. And if I want more finger, and it's just all right there. Even if I want a warmer sound, just roll off my highs. And a lot of times passive basses will have tone knobs. You know, you can change that, you know. You just get a nice bass sound with that joint. I can't believe, and I was very shocked. I thought, I really thought I was gonna have. I didn't expect the Mercury X to become like my studio rack. You know what I'm saying? Like for bass. Like, you know, I expected it to be an amazing reverb, but nobody ever is talking about the things you can do tone-wise with it. That's as good as anything I've ever heard. Like, to be honest, and I'm not gassing this joint. I don't get any kickback from Meris pedals. Now, they did send me the Mercury X. I'm not gonna lie about that. You know, I always tell you guys I'm transparent about these things. But I bought the Enzo X and I really loved it, and you know, we were able to establish a relationship from there. But I was never expecting to be up here talking about a reverb pedal can handle the bass like that. What's going on, folks? Appreciate you chiming in. Everybody chime in where they from, where everybody hanging out from, what time it is where you at, because some of y'all be up late. And the weird part is, it makes it so, whew. London chiming in. I mean, England, excuse me. I said London. Well, I don't know what part of England you're in. But, yeah, that's awesome. Y'all, it's raining over, it rained over there a lot, man. That's like Boston. I used to live in Boston when I was going to Berkeley, man. It was rough with the weather, man. It's always gray, you know. But back in the Washington, D.C. area now. I mean, that's studio quality. And somehow, without adding any EQ, the Mercury X is beefier than the preamp on the Regal. What is this? Regal Bass DI, which is like a Noble DI emulation on the Line 6. Versus man, but yeah. So let's go. I promise to try out the limiter. Let's do a threshold around. We'll try around -8 first. Like 1 dB of gain. Fast release. Actually, we're going to try around -2. This is the regular limiter. That was the limiter link first. This is the regular limiter. does a really good job of just limiting, or, you know, and not like making it sound squashed. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, now the compressor, you can make it sound squashed if you wanted to. Got like a nice 10 to 1. I promise, it's so useful. Even with the preamps, you got different preamps you can try out. Say you don't want such a beefy preamp, you can go with the tube one. Bring that gain down. And these same preamps are available on the Enzo X as well. So, you know, that not the compressors and the limiters. You know what I'm saying? It does have a limiter on here, but I don't particularly care for the limiter on it just because it doesn't have enough flexibility and it really kind of squashes too much on the Enzo X. But they actually took the compressor from the Enzo X and expanded it in the Mercury X. You know, they took it from the original Enzo, and then put it in here. No, actually, I think these are all new algorithms. I think these are all unique algorithms. Sorry, I think I misspoke there. It might be from the Enzo. I know I read that. I read that somewhere, I believe, but yeah. So one of the biggest things you can look forward to if you do get a Mercury X is, you know, while it's expensive, it can be your only pedal. It can be a delay pedal. I can easily come over here, turn it into a delay pedal. And then we'll do sorry, a little bit out of screen here. Let me just raise my chair up. There we go. So we'll turn it into a delay pedal, a reverse delay at that, and we'll make it a reverse tape delay. I like my delay around 500 milliseconds. Something around here. Matter of fact. See if I can get this right today. Let's not use these off. Let me come over to this. Mix. Come on, don't do me dirty. I know we can do this. It's 100% pre-delay blend. It's a part of experimentation, guys. not getting any reverb and stuff out of here. What I got on? Oh, launcher. Sorry. I also have this preamp set up so the whole modifier turns the delay and reverb on and off. So that's something else. And then, so right now we there. Turning it into a reverb pedal. I mean a delay pedal. What's crazy is it's a whole channel strip at this point because I'm making a delay now. You hear that delay? Alrighty, let's see what I got it on. Getting them repeats now. That's the reverse. Forward. It's making it feed back into itself. I can play with the time. That's crazy. Oh, that's insane. What's going on, folks? Appreciate you. That's crazy. This is a reverb pedal, people. This is a reverb pedal. So now that we got the delay up and running. Right now it's only letting it go to a certain point. So let me see. And reverb or modulation if you would like to. Not only that, but you can have it feed back through the modulation. Let me see, something else is on because I'm getting a lot of. I shouldn't be getting any dry bass sound right now. There we go. I knew something was up. Oh, I just unlocked some new stuff. Ah, let's go. I'm keeping it. Got this Hungarian chant feel. Oh, that's beautiful. Hmm. So basically, I'm trying to isolate this filter, this that vowel modulation there. Trying to isolate that and then overdrive together. So I'm gonna put them on the free. So that was quite a little journey there to get to that. I might even change this filter. You see what I'm saying? Like you can literally go from just creating reverbs to actually just creating stuff like that, which is pretty much almost like a baseball's filter, but it's just on an LFO. Now I probably could set that to trigger. No, I can't set it to do what I wanted to do. That's better than the baseballs. I'm not gonna lie. That's literally better than the baseballs. Come on now. Just ridiculous. And I think I'm going to say this to... I'm just going to take a wild guess here. I'm just gonna save it to slot number 1. I'm gonna put this as Negus twin. That way, twin filter, something like that. So now, even though I still have my preamp sound the exact way I want it, I got the So now you kind of get an insight to what it takes me to design these preset packs and stuff like that. It ain't always just throwing stuff together. You know, sometimes to make that sound just right takes a bit of time. It's not always just throw it together and then bam, it's all good and all that good stuff. A lot of times it is doing that work, you know what I'm saying? So but now I got an awesome filter setting. First of all, the problem I'm gonna run into with the Mercury X is I like a lot of these stock presets. Just ridiculous. It just holds that. Just stupid stuff. The freeze options. And I've really, I mean, to be honest with you, I would have never. Sometimes, you know, you got to just try gear. This is why I say, you know, sometimes I know we look at gear and it seems like everything's overpriced or everything's super expensive. But when you take into account that something like the MXR layers is going to be like 220, two something, right? You know what I'm saying? The deep freeze is going to be two something as well by themselves. Just these two freeze effects. So if I just to have these two freeze effects is like $500 right there. You don't really need those when you have, you know, something like the, you know, if you get something like a Hog 2, you can have that freeze option of the deep freeze. And if you want that layers type effect, the Mercury X will do that very well. I can just literally change the decay on that reverb. And the feedback on the pre-delay. I'm literally just using it as a freeze pedal right now. So little stuff like that, man, just saves you money in the long run. Not only that, because it also has, well, I can't mess up this preset, so let me go to one I can mess up. Here we go. Go to the freeze option here. Cool. So we got to get this squared away. So, you know, this would be my little freeze patch when I want to use it like a freeze pedal more so. I have. So I can always. You know, I always got options there that way. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. All of y'all, man. I know we've been here for a while today. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Combine that with something like the Hog 2. And for real, I might make another second thing of controls where I can control the freeze and that modifier switch together. But for now, I'll just press them together. But yeah, so you can put that freeze in different parts of the signal chain as well. So, I mean, it's a reverb pedal, but it's way more than a reverb pedal, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, so in terms of ambient bass effects, if you're really into them, I think a Mercury X is worth investing. Even as a bassist, you can use it as a bass preamp for the studio. You can use it, you know what I'm saying, as a filter pedal. You know, you can use it as a wah-wah pedal or a envelope filter. You know what I'm saying? You got some nice modulations in there, nice drives. You got pitch shifting in there as well, polyphonic pitch shifting. And you got some really good drives / preamps in there, you know what I'm saying, that are really good. Plus the modifiers and the things you can do with the expression pedals make it exceptional. Because if you have something like a Midi captain, you can have one of the switches set up for the hold modifier, another switch set up for the expression pedal. That way, you can, even if you don't have your expression pedal, you can just use the foot switch as an expression pedal and still have control over two sets of parameters. You know what I'm saying? The ones for the hold modifier and the ones for the external foot switch. You know, so it makes it really, really valuable as a unit in general. But in addition to that, you got something like even when you're using more subtle reverb settings, right, without it. And the way I have things set up with the Enzo X, right? I was thinking like I wanted kind of like a sustain pedal type thing going on with the Enzo X. Couldn't quite figure out how to do it. So I took some time and really just thought about it. So I assigned a few parameters to the expression pedal. Now I get a few things this does. It gives me a variety of sounds in between the foot, the heel, and the toe. That's the toe. I just kind of thought about how design sounds. So if I want a pad, if I want a short, all that's available to me. Let me back this up just a bit. See, like turning on the sustain pedal. But I linked a few other parameters in there. So it's just a quicker sound when the heel is down. So, you know, it's just a nice thing to have on deck. And then you can throw on some. You know, when you're playing staccato with the toe down, it almost gives you like that harp type sound. While on the heel down, gives you that vintage synth type sound, slash like synth brass. Almost like a harpsichord. So you just have so much control over the sounds using um, different modifiers, and of course you have up to 6 things you can assign to the expression pedal. That's amazing, and it only takes 3 to do that. So, still got the modifiers. And this is a different setting. Only thing I'm changing is the Mercury X setting for a more mellow sound. You gotta love these Meris pedals. I promise. I even though I've had the Enzo X for almost a year, I cannot stop playing this joint. Like, same thing here. So I can have a short sound. Long. Or I can. Or anywhere in between there. Real quick. And I can also do this with the Midi cap. I don't even have to use the expression pedal if I didn't want to. I can simply come over here. Oh, sorry, wrong pedal. I mean, wrong page, rather. Or short or long. Expression pedal. So literally the same exact settings that I'm, using. Only difference is I can't have all the possibilities in between the heel and the toe. Like I have to pick the minimum and maximum settings I want the foot switch to go to, and it just goes between them. I can change how fast it does it, but I can't really do it and how fast it decays as well. I can control the attack and the decay of it, but I can't really do anything else. So, but I man, just those two pedals together is fire. And you can still play it with your bass, play it with your guitar, play it with your whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because it even works with wind instruments as well. So you can play it with an EWI, you can play it with keyboards, you can use it for everything. And the Enzo X is just fire, you know what I'm saying? And then the Mercury X comes and slams dunks all the sounds to the next level. I thought the Enzo X by itself was crazy. Then I got the Mercury X with it, and it just like took it to a whole nother level. So I can't really say enough about it. To be honest. The fact that I can do that. So I can do. I can have it sustain. And that's me actually with one foot playing around with the attack and decay, and the attack and the release of the sound. And on the bottom switch, because it's like 2 foot switches stacked on top of each other. And I'm essentially, when I want to use them both, I'm putting my foot down like this. Then if I want to do like an octave down, I can do this. If I want to do just the sustain, I can do more like that. And then I can just, when I want both, just both straight down. So it's almost like an organ technique. And I do happen to play organ, so that kind of helps. See how I can make it short. I can change the octaves while it's short, make it long, change the octaves. You need to take a bit of practice, that's all. Start mixing that with the EP. And I got separate control over the EP. together. You know, that's a combination of using the modifier switches with expression pedals and the sustain pedal for the EP is what's controlling the EP sound sustain. And freezing the Mercury X. Come on, that freeze is crazy. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say about the unit. You know, just exploring units. A lot of times people get these pedals and they're just like, oh, they're complicated, they're this or that. When something does that much extensive, you know, if you want things to be automated like that, it's going to take some getting to know. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to take some menu diving and or, you know, I'm actually going to release another Enzo X pack as well. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of this stuff is already mapped out, and you know, I'll consider it I'll just consider it an update. And I'll provide that free to anybody that already has the Enzo X pack from me. But I'm gonna map all this stuff, go back and just map out a bunch of different parameters that can be controlled live while you're using it. So it's just, man, it's a party with the Enzo X and the Mercury X. And they're very unique. Like I said, you know, sometimes you're paying $600, $900 for pedals that are just giving you the same stuff rehashed. You know, to be honest, a lot of the multi-effects units that's cost all this money, a lot of the effects that you get on them, you're not even using. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can honestly say, on the Enzo X and the Mercury X, I have found use for every single effect on them. There is no useless effects on them. Like, that's the crazy part. And they all are studio quality effects, even better than studio quality in certain aspects in terms of the Mercury X. Like, I can't think of another reverb that surrounds me that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes that just that immersed sound just beautiful. And the depth of it, like it's like it puts you in the room. Like I want to I want to hear this joint live stereo, like with some big, huge PA speakers. You know what I'm That's that half speed right there. It's another one of my favorites. That filter, boy. Stop playing. That's crazy. I don't understand why more keyboard players aren't getting the Mercury X. Like why y'all not grabbing keyboard players? Gotta grab this Mercury X. This is next level for your sound. Bass players, guitar players, horn players. You running that through a sax or a trumpet? A trumpet or a sax or a trombone, any flute running through that. That's gonna get crazy real fast. And it's got a built-in noise gate, so that helps if you using a microphone input and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know I love how people just be chiming in. I appreciate you chiming in. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You're helping contribute to my job right now. That's what you're doing now, sir. Thank you. Well, I could. This is something else I could do. I can send a CC message to the keyboard from here too. I didn't really think about that. Let me see something. Yay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I just need to make sure that CC 64 is not taken up on here. It definitely is. But is it taken up on the Enzo X? Probably is. No, it's not. Isn't that convenient? Well, let's go. So, on the Enzo X patch, I can actually set that up to pretty much do the same thing as the sustain pedal. So if I have the keyboard transmitting on Midi channel 3, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a CC message in the Midi captain to basically emulate a sustain pedal, but with the same foot switch that's triggering the freeze and the hold modifier here, pretty much. So let's try that out. Oh, that's killer. So now we're also going to set that same switch up to sustain on the Enzo X2. Let's see. How am I going to do that? Okay, so I can set it up for the expression pedal, which I was already using for a lot of these. So where is that at? Oh, CC number 4. That might mess up what I got going on the keyboard. If it decides to do that. Nah, don't worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. So essentially, I have this one foot switch that allows me to pretty much set the. I just want to try it out. So, what I'm doing now is, let me put this bass down for a little bit. What I'm essentially doing is setting this up so now the Enzo X will now the expression pedal function will be triggered at the same time as all these other functions, the sustain on the keyboard and the hold modifier on the Mercury X. All right, this should work. First of all, I'm sorry I keep bumping this mic. That's insane. And mind you, all of this is just the motif. The motif has its own little pedal chain there. The Zoom MS-60B CDR Plus, the Plethora X1, and the Source Audio Atlas compressor. And it is running a shimmer reverb and a filter delay on there, on that channel. Just so you can hear. This is the keyboard. So I might change that to a hall or a cathedral. Let's go with a cathedral. First of all, that chant preset that came on this joint is crazy. Let's see what they got on there on this chant. Got to stand up for this one. Sorry. Oh. So no pre-delay on that. That's the gravity algorithm or structure, as they call it. You got some gain in there. Of course, you got the freeze, op amp on there. No filter, no pitch shift. Again, the valve mod gives you that sound. And that's in the pre-tank. $69 on the resonance and some half up on the manual. Yep. See what they got on the modifier side of the game. Of course, you got the freeze attached to the whole modifier. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. But that's a fire preset. Matter of fact, first of all, how you gonna make a reverb pedal sound like a choir though? Like, come on, yo. Who's that? The poly panning, which is another preset on the Enzo X. That's a preset that I altered to track better on bass that I left in the preset pack. On the Enzo X pack, I not only included all my original presets, I included all the stock presets optimized for bass as well in the Enzo X pack on the Patreon. But so here we're gonna set it to channel 3, PC message 47, and channel number 5, PC message 10. And just for good measure, we're going to put in some stuff, a couple CC messages to make sure everything else just cuts off when we want it to, when we go to this. So we need the bypass switch for the Hog 2, which is 85. Change that to a value of 0. No toggle. Then we come over here to number 2, which is the future impact, and that would be message 66, CC message 66. Got that to 0, and then we just need the HX1, that's channel 4, CC message 4. All of those are set to a value of 0 to basically bypass all the other pedals that are on Midi. So Hog 2, Future Impact, and the HX1 will all be bypassed when this is done. So now I can go straight to here. I can go here. I can go to a whole nother different sound on channel 2. Oh, I put it in bass mode. Let's put it back in synth keyboard mode. So, just crazy. Future Impact crazy. See, don't sleep on the Future Impact. It is a vintage synth in a little box. Like, this joint's crazy. But I can go from that sound to this sound. I'm gonna have to look into see if I can set it so I can change MIDI channels on the Axiom as well. Like if there's a way I can change the MIDI channel, and then when I switch those two patches, because this is on channel 2, this is on channel 3, and I don't want them sending out signals to everything at once in Omni mode. So I really wanted to be able to go from channel 3 and channel 2 so I can play the Future Impact or play the Enzo X. You know what I'm saying? So that's the tough part, you know what I'm saying? So see where we at, make sure everything up and running real good here. But yeah, this has been we've been on this joint for a grip. Good gracious. Come on. You guys to be kidding me. And it'll just sustain as long as I hold this foot switch. That's sickening. It's just gonna sit there too. Let it go. But that's what I'm saying. What other pedals are going to get you this? Like, I can't think of any other two pedals that could even get you close to this. Like the combination of just the two pedals. Like, no other two pedals get you this. Like, just that's, and we talking about pedals. Like, come on now. Like, you can fit these in your gig bag. You can fit an Enzo X and a Mercury X in the front pocket of your bass bag and go crazy. Future Impact and Mercury, Future Impact, Enzo X, and the Mercury X. That's all that sound is. Come on. Come on. So, in essence, these the technology and just the know-how these days of how to get to these amazing sounds, none of this is analog. All of this is digital, but still feels very warm, still feels very like real. Like it's crazy because a lot of the algorithms you're hearing from the reverb like are not actual spaces. It's like in spaces that the team over at Meris kind of came up with. Like the Prism isn't designed to be a regular room, and nor do I want it to be. It's like the best reverb algorithm I've ever heard in my life. It's the best reverb. Like it surrounds you. It makes you. It's very warm, and that in combination with the other effects like the valve mod. With the pitch shifting, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the Enzo X with that stupid ring mod going crazy. And the crazy part is there's no delay pedal in there. That's the Mercury X. Oh, I lied. The Future Impact does have a delay on that effect. But what you're hearing, like that extra pitch shifting delay, that is all the Mercury X. There's a slight little delay. So, I mean, these combinations of pedals, mainly the Future Impact Enzo X and Mercury X have definitely changed everything for me. Along with the ToneX one, which is like the unsung hero, small little giant of the board, has just completely kicked off all these, analog bass preamp pedals I've had, on there. And I have just copies of them on there. Like, I still have my color box. I'm talking to you through it, but it's not going to be on the pedal board because I have a ToneX one. Which you can buy in the description if you would like to support the channel as well, because they're great, unlimited amp models. But it's kicked off the Ampeg SGT, the Gensler Magellan, the Aguilar AG preamp, color box. I got the Jim Ben Solar Shuttle 9 in there. Little Mark III in there, Harkey TX600. What else we got? TC Electronic BH500, the original joint. And more. I got other preamps in there as well, like the Laney Digbeth preamp is in there as well. So, check all that stuff out on the Patreon, but all that's jam-packed into the ToneX one, which is just insane. But definitely check out all these different pedals, you know what I'm saying? Because any of them could change your life. The Future Impact, the Empress compressor is definitely nothing to be slept on, even though it's another unsung hero, like a silent, just necessary thing. But it's because it adds this texture that when it's not there, you miss it. Even though I'm only using it at a 2-to-1 ratio. Just a very light compression. The bass synth, definitely has some nice stuff in there that I've been able to create. Do not depend on the presets for the MXR bass synth. If you get one, do not think you're going to get it and them presets are going to do it, because they not it. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's still a great pedal. And, another thing to change is the tracking. Change the tracking to the 4-string, the faster tracking. And then also work with the trigger sensitivity as well. And remember to cut your bass frequencies on your bass and boost your high mids. And that'll give you a much better time with any bass synth pedal except for the Enzo X, you need to boost the low mids instead of the high mids. So, but yeah, all these are game changers. You know, the Mel 9 is another one over there that's just, you know, you get that orchestral sound very easily, and you get those beautiful choir sounds. Like, you could take that Hungarian chant sound and have that with the Mel 9 as well, and that'd be crazy. I want that as number 3. That chant is fire. I can't get over this joint. See, for bass, you want to change that mix. So what I'll do is I'll have the mix changed by the expression pedal for this sound. And we're going to do like just a little bit. And that way, mix that with the Mel 9 choir though. Yeah, you can get some nice sounds out of this thing, I tell you, boy. These aren't even just nice sounds. These are amazing sounds. Like, I really can't think of any other pedals that could do everything that the Mercury X can do as a reverb pedal. You might as well consider it a multi. You got to put it up against multi-effects units. And even then, a lot of those are going to lose just based on, while it doesn't have the biggest variety of, you know, choruses, right? So you're only going to get one chorus on the Enzo X, but it is the best chorus that you'll ever play in your life. You're only going to get one flanger, but it is the best flanger you're ever going to play. Same thing with the phaser. You know what I'm saying? And the ring mod on there is top notch. The bit crusher on there is top notch. You know, filters. You're not gonna play any filters better than that joint. Like, all the filters in there are crazy good. Like the overdrives and distortions, and the preamp section is just sweet. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I prefer those overdrives to any multi-effects units I've heard or played through, including the Line 6 ones and the Zoom ones and like the Plethora X1. It kicked all those off my board. Only reason this HX1 is here is for when I want to have an extra, that glitch delay or whatever. You know, it's only there holding it place until the LVX show up. You know what I'm saying? At some point, I'll grab one. But to say that joint is not the Mercury X and the Enzo X aren't worth that price would be a dead lie. That's a daggone lie. Them things is worth every dollar. You know, I can say the H90, the Eventide H90 is $900. So come on. It's not going to do everything that the Meris pedals can do. So let's not even go there. But you know, granted, it does have some good routing and some other stuff, you know, that the Meris pedals might not do. But in terms of functionality and what it's actually going to do and sound like, the Meris is winning. And price. They definitely killed them. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know this has been a long session today. You know, you guys still managed to hang in there with me, which means a lot to me. So if you could hit that like button, you know, subscribe, make sure you know, stay tuned, turn the notification bell on or whatever the case. You know, I try to go live once or twice a day. And check out the Patreon if you want any of my presets for different pedals, or if you would like to just support the channel, you can do all of that on the Patreon. And if you want to follow me on social media, at the Bass Negus, you know, on all social media platforms. And if you would like to check out my music, allbasscreations.bandcamp is where you'll find it. You know what I'm saying? Allbasscreations.bandcamp. And I did an entire album with just my bass and effects, if you're interested in that. 8 tracks on there. No Midi, just my bass and effects, and I changed my bass into all the different instruments in the band, and with no Midi at all. No, not even Midi to change the presets. Like, you know, but yeah, so that's on there along with a few of my singles with me playing everything on it, drums, piano, and bass. And you know, and then I got a couple tracks where a few other people join me as well. So check all that out on allbasscreations.bandcamp.com. And this has been another episode of All Bass Creations tutorials, demos, and review. You know, this is an ambient bass effects afternoon session. So, you know, I definitely appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you, again, hit that like button and